Hi everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we are having a lot of topics, or we have a lot of topics in the works. We're gonna start with the one that's scheduled for today, and the topic is how to make competition not affect you. So this is a complicated one because sometimes you're really prepared and for some reason you get there and you just freeze. So how to avoid these freezing moments throughout that weekend.
And usually if you do get the butterflies and everything, it's a good thing. It means you want it. It means you're training hard for it, and this is your time to shine, and you know it. I remember my director, John Renata, told us every time we were competing, it's okay to have butterflies, just get them flying in the right direction. And I think the way to do that,
Advice.
I've never forgotten it. And I think the way to do that is to stay occupied, because when you're occupied, when you're practicing in front of a mirror, when you're listening to your playlist that you've made specifically for that weekend, you don't let your mind wander.
I think, yeah, you're absolutely right, because I remember back when I was competing for Miss Panama, I was listening to just like very soothing Christian music and just like getting in my own zone. And nobody told me to do that, but somehow I gravitate, like that's what I craved, to be like on my corner on my own, and just like listening to soothing music and then touching base here and there with the girls, but in general just being on my own, and that really helped. And what you said, a good tip when you're feeling like the competition is getting to you, do that. Even if it's music, a podcast, or nothing at all, because you just don't feel like listening to anything, go to a corner. Just take a deep breath and acknowledge the moment. Acknowledge what you're living, acknowledge what you're doing there. I think it's very important to do that. And once you regroup, refocus, take that deep breath, like you feel it all the way inside, that will really just like shift everything and be like, okay, I'm ready to go.
You feel recentered.
And you push forward and you go forward. And I think that helps a lot. Not only do it every so often, like during the weekend, but also before each time you go out on stage. I remember I would before swimsuit, like I would just take a deep breath and be like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Let's go. And it gave me that extra power and confidence to move forward and not be looking at the competition.
Exactly. And also when you're busy and when you're focusing on you and when you're in your zone, that's going to keep you away from the idle chitter chatter. That is the absolute worst thing you can be doing, because it just creates more anxiety, more stress, and in the end, what the other girls are saying or doing will have no effect on the end result.
And it does shift you. It does shift your energy. Side note, a lot of people ask me like, oh, why didn't you? I mean, I could have won Miss Earth or be in the top 4, and that didn't happen because like a week before the pageant, I being in Miss Earth was tough. I had never seen Asian fans, pageant fans firsthand, and it was very intense. And we were just very tired, and the girls that I was hanging out with, great girls, but they started like, oh, we're just tired, we just want to go home, and that really got under my skin that, oh, I want to go home too. And when I saw that I started advancing, and I was like, I don't want to keep advancing. I don't want to stay here an extra week or an extra 2 weeks. Like
it really
messed with your mind. It really messed with my mind. And competition day, I couldn't stop crying. And at the end, I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do that will not make me push forward. And I'm not going to smile.
Oh my gosh.
And that was what kept me from entering the top 4.
Wow.
And now I look back and I'm like, what was an extra week? Like I went there because I really wanted to win, and I really wanted that cash prize. It was good money, and the girls got under my skin, and I let that.
See, even to people that have done it a million times, it's so powerful, and it's sneaky powerful. Like it doesn't happen all at once, but like it's toxicity and toxicity. It's like the frog.
And the girls didn't mean any wrong by it. That's how they felt, but it's not what I had prepared to do. And you know, it really gets under your skin and it triggers in the wrong moment. Like just when you're about to compete and the energy and stress is like right here, it just triggers everything and it plays on, you know, against you.
Exactly.
So best tip, try to shut everything out, regroup, deep breaths, and trust me, you'll get to the end. You'll be fine. You'll be able to survive to that week.
Yeah, and know yourself and what's going to calm you down. If it's reading, if it's music, if it's watching, whatever it is that gets you in your good headspace, go to that. Go to the familiar, because like Steph was saying, your emotions are going to be the highest they'll be through the entire training process or anything. It's the truck drivers for IPC. Yeah, so know what's going to work for you and recenter you. And what I always think is good is pick a song that, you know, in baseball, like they have a walk-up song. Pick a song that you're like, this is my walk-up song for the weekend.
Girl power, I can do this. Will get you in a good mood and kicking some ass. Okay.
There you go.
So that's the tip of the week. Let us know in the comments what are your thoughts. And remember, you are able to subscribe. And also, if you want any coaching advice sessions, we are open for business. Just shoot us an email. It's right there in the description box. And we'll be happy to help you.
And let us know if there's any topics you'd like to see us cover in the future.